All right, everyone. I'm going to do a little gold and oil um, forecast for July 6th, 2023. And again, we've got a lot of news coming out this week, the last couple of days of this week after the holiday. And it's, everything that I do right here could possibly just be thrown out the window. And I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm a middle school teacher that does this for a hobby. Let's just say that. All right. What I like about gold is we are in the upward part of this range, and I think everybody is looking very bullish right now. And I don't think that it's going to be bullish longer term. I think we have a lot more to fall back on. We again are at the top of this range. We have been bullish, and we've just been sideways for what is this? 2 years? Yeah, basically 2 years on the daily chart. We are making some higher lows, but we have broken the trend and some structure up in here. We could be seeking some lower lows in the longer term. Now, when we zoom in to some, into the lower term of it, I do have this trend line down in here that connects there, and we have broken through that trend. So I like trend lines. I put them on the bodies. This larger trend line was from the daily. This trend line is on the 4-hour chart, and I do see why everybody's thinking bullish. And the shorter term, if you're scalping this, bullish is probably the correct play. At least, it just looks like that on the 4-hour chart. We could be reaching for some higher highs. We do have some relative equal highs right in here, and price could easily come up there and snatch the liquidity that's lying above that and before making a lower low. So would not be surprised to see gold continue to crush a little bit higher today and then reach for some lower lows. So be careful. So when you're getting in, wait for the pullbacks, wait for your setup, and just, hit your targets and then get out, take profit. Zooming in a little bit further on the hourly, you can see we had this nice trend line broken here, retested, which is what the Monday low is right here, and then price continued to move up into this area, consolidated, and then broke down. This breakdown to me is just inefficiency in the market. It's coming back and just closing it up. I don't think this is going to be a continuation to the downside. I think we just cleaned up some inefficiency in this area. These candles right here, let me zoom in just a little bit. These candles right here are more of an order block than anything. So if you go to, let's zoom out to, let's say, the 4-hour chart. As you can see, nice order block. We throw a mean threshold on that. And as you can see, pretty respected. It looked like it was going to dump, immediately pulled back up, almost retested it, and then jumped from there overnight last night. So let's go back into the hourly. Now that we have that on our charts, as you can see, this is basically what I think everybody is looking at. We are right in this area of consolidation. Would possibly love to see kind of a retest of this Monday median line, which is the average of the Monday high range. So this was the Monday low. This was the Monday high. The middle of that range is this middle blue line, and price tends to, respect it. As you can see right in there, right here, we come down, we reject back up off that weekly, and then dropped all the way down below it. Now we have snapped back up. As you can see right there, we respected it again. So anyways, I would like to see price come back down, give us a decent little consolidation and a reason to get back in, and then take a long trade off of this Monday median. I'm not going to set a limit order or anything. I don't set limit orders. I watch price action, and then I jump in when I'm ready to jump in. I'm more of a scalper than I am a long-term trader. So longer term, on the higher time frames, the highest time frames, weekly, dailies, I think we're kind of in a bullish path. I mean, a bearish move. But on the lower time frames, obviously we can scalp it to the top side, to the high side. Let's go in a little bit further and look at the 15-minute chart. We had this nice yesterday. We broke down all the way into this area. We opened the day up right here last night at 6 o'clock. That's where this green line prints. That's the daily price line. So the opening of Thursday happens at 6 o'clock yesterday, and there's your daily price line. We get an immediate jump as the day opens up. And to me, we just started on a bullish run, and we had a nice trend line through here. And what trend lines do for me is it shows me the liquidity. Okay. So everything below that trend line is somewhat of some liquidity. Price is respected at here. It drops down, it comes back up, comes down, and then goes. So all we're doing is just grabbing some liquidity down here. And as you can see, we dropped all the way down into here to get that liquidity. And when that happened, price then started to run from that point. And I do think that, in this area earlier this morning, this would have been a nice area for an entry, and it probably did give us an entry. So we broke structure here. We have some inefficiency in the market right in here. We have jumped up into this liquidity. So again, at this point, I do think that price will come back down, possibly to this structure, the median. We also have the weekly and the monthly down below it. But this structure right here kind of got in on my radar. I'm going to put a dotted line on that because that's what I put on structure lines. And might set an alert for when price gets down into here. That's going to make me start looking at price action around the Monday median, which is where I want price to come back to anyways. And if we just decide to consolidate right here, look for a drop and then a move like that. And then this is where I want to be getting in at, either on the move up out of there or on the retest and then go. So that's the type of price action that I'd like to see from gold. Right now, it's kind of giving us something like that right in here. And then this push. So let's see. And we do have news again coming out 8:15, 8:30, and 10 o'clock this morning. It's non-farm, ADP non-farm. It's also JOLTS at 10. We have unemployment claims. We just got a lot of stuff today. So it's going to be kind of hard to really stick to what price is doing right in here just because of the type of news that's coming out. But I want to see this area right in here. Let's jump into a 5-minute chart. Yeah, as you can see, price came down, retested that mean threshold again, and then immediately kind of broke up. This is pretty good displacement. And then we started to consolidate. And what's that consolidation to me? Well, that's liquidity below it. All right. Price then comes back down into that liquidity and then takes off. Doesn't really give us a reason to get in that area other than the break of that structure. And I don't think, unless you just impulsively got in right around in here, maybe there was a reason to get in on a lower time frame. You jump into a 3. Yeah. I don't see any way you get into a trade. Maybe the 1-minute chart you jump in, but I don't know that anybody that trades gold consistently trades it on the 1-minute chart. So could have possibly played this area, the break out of that area and jumped in to the weekly for a nice little scalp. But love that consolidation that's happening here. Nice little rounding peak right there. So yeah, if price doesn't break above that, then this is where I want to see it. And this structure right here is the area in which I want to see price get into so we can consolidate and then move from that point. So that's gold for you. Let's look at oil. Go to the 4-hour on oil. Oil had a really bullish day yesterday, just completely crushed all day long. I think it's going to do a little bit of the same today. We are at highs. You draw a trend line right here. I know you can see that. Looks like we're trying to break out of that trend right now on the 4-hour, but also you can draw one right here. So we could see a pullback into liquidity. I do like this breaker right here on the 4-hour. That nice big candle right there that made highs. Made highs right there, and you can see how it got respected on the next few candles. So we drop into it and then we come back up and we kind of respect it and then go. So maybe we get another reach down before a continuation, but I think we're bullish on oil. Even though we've kind of made this large move to the upside, I still think we're bullish. We've got some buy side right in here that we can reach for. Resistance up in this area that we can definitely be reaching for, but I would like to see a pullback. Let's see a pullback into that mean threshold, see what we can get entry wise, and go from there. Right there is something that I'd be looking for in that area. Let's jump into a lower time frame, get a little closer to this. I do like structure right here. We'll put a dotted line on that. You can see how price respected that pretty good with the bodies. As it's respecting that mean threshold, it respects the structure, the break of it. So do kind of like that. I would like to see a pullback down, but we might not get it. We might see some higher highs, judging by the 1 hour chart. Kind of broke above that. Pretty decent displacement. We did come back down into it. Looks like we're trying to respect it. This candle goes higher. We're going to take out buy side before we make that pullback. So paying attention to what these next few candles do right now in the hourly with gold. Let's jump into a 15-minute chart and look at it even closer. We've already kind of drug down into here, closed up some of this inefficiency in these areas, and then made higher highs. So, yeah, the only thing I see is that we could pull back down, and if we come back down into here, then I don't see any reason why we don't come back down into there. So even on the 4 hour chart, 4 hour chart looks like we could get a little pull back before return. The hourly chart looks pretty bullish. So I'm going to keep gliding back and forth in between those two, and then looking for some type of entry on a lower time frame. Wouldn't mind seeing price jump down into here. Yeah, I'm going to watch that structure line. I want to see price start to work its way down, get to this structure line, give me some reason to get in, and then go. So this is that area in which I'd be looking for, and that's the pattern: consolidation, manipulation, distribution. And that's what I look for. So, all right. So that's oil and gold. Have a good day. Be careful. Again, news coming out 8:15, 8:30, and 10 o'clock today. All big news, red folder type news. So just be safe, and see you in the next one.